Hi Year 5, I hope you're all okay. Today's Tuesday, which means it's the second lesson of writing our finding story. So the first thing I want you to do is go back to your paragraph from yesterday, read it through, see if there's any more editing and improving that you could do, and then refresh your memory as to where you got up to, and we'll carry on with our writing today. So today's lesson is going to look a little bit different. I'm not going to be modelling writing today. We're going to just talk about the model text, talk about what you need to be writing in your story, think about some of the features that we can use and how we can use them, and then you're going to have a go at writing the next bit by yourself. So it might be really helpful for you now to go and get a copy of the model text in front of you. So remember, I posted this on our class blogs about 2 weeks ago. You might have to scroll through to find it, but that would be really useful to have in front of you. So I'm going to talk through a sentence or two at a time, and now again it's up to you if you pause me and then write it yourself and then come back and carry on, or if you listen to everything that I'm saying and then write your whole paragraph together. I'll leave that up to you, however best that you work. So the first sentence that we're going to write today is a sentence that carries on from yesterday's paragraph, so it's linking the two paragraphs together. So read back your last sentence from yesterday and listen to our example from the model text. So, to their dismay, the comic box was empty, the iPads had been snapped up by Freya and her gang, and Billy seemed to have started a resurgence of the game Slap, which didn't look like fun at all. So this is telling us a bit more about what our character's doing, and also can you see that we have a relative clause in there? So the example is, which didn't look like fun at all. So it'd be really useful for you to include a relative clause. Remember, we need a comma before a relative clause. Now, we saw some really good examples of the first paragraphs yesterday, and some of you had a really good go at using commas. Just remember to, if you're unsure about where to use a comma, check by reading the sentence aloud, and where you naturally pause, you'll need a comma. Right, let's carry on then. So, as the two friends squeezed past the art table to get to the wet play books, a tatty cardboard box fell from the top shelf of the bookcase. So this is where we're going to introduce our object. Now this sentence includes a fronted adverbial. So it starts off with the conjunction, and then we've got a subordinating clause, and then it's followed by our main clause. So we've played around with the order of our clauses here to make the sentence more exciting for the reader. So as the two friends squeezed past the art table to get the wet play books, comma, a tatty cardboard box fell from the top fell from the top shelf of the bookcase. So I'd really like to see you playing around with the order of your sentence, and then that's followed by a nice simple sentence. Susie picked it up. So we have spoke about this before, about using different varieties of sentence, so a simple sentence, compound sentence, or complex sentence, to make it more exciting for the reader, to make our writing flow better. So if you need to, pause me now and get that written. And now we're going to write some speech. So this is where our characters start a conversation about what they've found. So I'm going to read the example from the model text. "I've never seen this game before," she said, wiping the dust from the unusual lid. And now we've got a bit of description about our object. "It was embossed with intricate patterns, and around the edges were pictures of animals, insects, and other strange creatures." So then our second character is going to respond. "An animal game? Boring," said Danny, already losing interest. "Oh, come on, let's play. There's nothing else to do," suggested Susie, smiling widely and shaking the box. So now you need to write a bit of a conversation between your characters about the object. Remember, when we're writing speech, when a new speaker speaks, we start a new line. And also remember to punctuate your speech correctly. So we need inverted commas at the beginning and at the end, with another piece of punctuation inside of those inverted commas. Now, our reporting words there are all said. I know that in Year 5 we can use words that are a lot better than said. Okay, so I don't want to see said in your writing. I want to see that you've had a play around with using some better words. Again, pause me now if you need to and go and write your speech. And then we've got a sentence that tells us what our characters did next. They sat down in a quiet corner, lifted the lid and took out the board. So now they found the object. So your character should have found the object too. We've got some more speech again. Looks simple enough, said Danny, ever impatient as he set the counters and onto the start line. They were jungle animals, a rhino and a jaguar. He also shuffled the game cards and laid them in a neat pile. Let's just start and learn as we go. So during that few sentences there, we've got speech. We've also got a bit of description about what Danny's doing while he's speaking. And we've also got a bit more information about the game. And then we've got a bit more about what they did. Susie went first. She grasped the dice and threw them onto the centre of the board. 8! She moved her rhino 8 paces to land on an orange-coloured square. It showed a picture of a giant tarantula. She lifted a game card and read it out. If you do not catch this beast, then you're on the menu for its next feast. She stared at Danny and shrugged. I don't get it, she said. So this is where now your characters are starting to interact with your object, and they've now done the action that causes your problem to happen. So we've come to the end of our build-up part on our plan. So we're going to leave it there today. So you need to make sure that you've included some speech, a relative clause, a fronted adverbial, and you've told your reader about the action that the character does to create your problem. Now, the problem hasn't really been introduced yet, so don't worry about that today. That's tomorrow's work. So I'm hoping that even though I haven't given you as much help as normal, you'll still be able to write some really good sentences. Remember, use that model text to help you. We're following a very similar structure to the model text. Use your plan to help you. And don't forget to email us your paragraphs. And I look forward to reading them. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.